Hey YouTube, what's up? It's CS back here with another installment, and here are my predictions for UFC on VOTV, Korean Zombie versus Poirier. But yeah guys, you just saw it, my contest prize. Here it is again, Korean Zombie t-shirt. Or Chan Sung Jung, guys, one of my favorite fighters in the featherweight division. If you want a better look at that, check out the description below. More details on how you can win that shirt in the description below as well. So, tell me what y'all think. And it might be yours when all said and done. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, it's a sick fight in the main event. Chan Sung Jung versus Dustin Poirier. Nice featherweight tilt. Dustin Poirier, young kid, has something to prove. Definitely the best hotshot in that division, if you ask me. So respect to Dustin Poirier. As to Chan Sung Jung, gatekeeper style ballistically, but he has that win over Mark Homnick, so that's why he finds himself in the main event against Dustin Poirier on this free card. So, respectable main event if you ask me. I think it's going to be exciting. As for the rest of the fights on the main card, they look alright. Not a heck of a whole lot of prestige on this main card, but I still think they're going to be fun fights. Preliminary card, I can't hate on it either. I've heard of everyone on it, so yeah, I don't know. I think it should be a good night of fights. If you want my preliminary card picks, just check out what I have for them in the description below. But let's get started with this main event between Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, and Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Alrighty, folks, main event time. Who y'all got? I gotta go with Dustin Poirier on this one. As much as I'd like to go with my boy Chan Sung Jung, Korean Zombie, I just don't see how he wins it. What does he do? Rock Dustin Poirier on the feet, knock him out? Really haven't seen Poirier rock before. He's fought some decent hitters, and he really hasn't been phased. I'm not sure if he puts himself in a precarious position that, Chan Sung Jung lands a clean one on him and continues to land more and go out Mark Homnick style. I don't know. I just don't see Dustin Poirier getting caught and then getting caught with some more, I think Poirier is going to dictate the pace of this fight with his own crisp punches and counter-punching ability. I think Chan Sung Jung is going to be relatively not wild on the feet, but he's going to be aggressive, and I think Dustin Poirier is going to use solid head movement and, his ability to pivot to just slip some of these punches by Chan Sung Jung and just counter with his own and then open up more with his combinations as the fight prolongs. I think Dustin Poirier finishes this thing in, 2 rounds. I'm going to say second round TKO for Dustin Poirier. I think the one area that Chan Sung Jung likes to fight more so, which is the stand-up, of course, is where Dustin Poirier beats him the best. And yeah, I just don't see this thing hitting the ground unless someone gets knocked down there. And I think that's going to be Chan Sung Jung. So second round TKO for Dustin Poirier. Chan Sung Jung, his real only chance of winning this fight, in my opinion, is if he gets this thing to the ground, hopefully out-grapples Dustin Poirier there. Poirier's a solid jiu-jitsu practitioner himself. Technically, I'm not sure if he's on the level as Chan Sung Jung, but I just don't think he gets tapped there either. I really don't see where Chan Sung Jung wins this fight. I want him to, but I just don't see it happening. Respect to the kid, Dustin Diamond Poirier. I think he gets this done second round TKO via punches. Now let's move on to that welterweight bout between Amir Sadollah and Jorge Lopez. Amir Sadollah, from what I know and from what I've seen of Jorge Lopez, I think Amir's better everywhere. I think that he's gonna dictate the pace of this fight by keeping it standing, using his above-average kickboxing to keep Jorge Lopez at bay, and just pick up a unanimous decision like that. Jorge Lopez, really not sure where he wins this fight, but I got Amir, just saying. Now let's move on to that Donald Cerrone versus Jeremy Stephens lightweight bout. Donald Cerrone all day, every day. This is a matchup that he should win if Jeremy Stephens feels like striking, which I think he will. I don't think Jeremy Stephens is going to feel like wrestling like he did against Anthony Pettis. However, if he does, he might get caught in a triangle by Donald Cerrone. Cerrone has a sit guard. And, yeah, I'm just not sure if he wants to go that route. Maybe Stephens feels like beating Cerrone up in the clinch by the cage. I think that's his best bet of winning, if not landing one of those crazy punches. But Cerrone has a crazy chin himself. I don't think that Stephens is going to be relatively offensive on the feet. I think Cerrone will, use his solid kickboxing skills just to outpoint Stephens over the course of 3 and pick up a decisive unanimous decision, at least 29-28. Now let's move on to that Yves Jabouin versus Jeff Hougland bantamweight bout. Guys, Yves Jabouin, what can I say about him? Solid striker, but that's about it. He's pretty flashy as hell. He does have some decent power, but his ground game is just pretty whack. You know what I'm saying? I think that Jeff Hougland, you know, gets this thing down to the ground, uses his jiu-jitsu, and yeah, I just don't think Yves Jabouin is going to survive. You know, if Jeff Hougland is trying to wait around for this thing to get to the ground, just if he feels content with striking against Yves Jabouin, maybe he tires himself out by just trying to hang with him there, and you know, ends up not being able to get it down to the ground because he's gassed. I can see that happening, but I see Jeff Hougland trying to get this down to the ground ASAP, and because of that, I think he'll have enough energy to bring down Jabouin and eventually tap him relatively easily. I'm going to say maybe a guillotine or a rear naked choke. Who knows? First round submission for Jeff Hougland. Next up, match between Igor Pokrajac and Fabio Maldonado in light heavyweight. Guys, Fabio Maldonado is such a flat-footed fighter, but don't stand with this guy in you know, in the pocket because of that. You know, he will plant his feet and pop. You know, one of the hardest hitters in the light heavyweight division for sure. Solid, crisp punches when he's not tired. However, I just don't see him landing a combo on Igor Pokrajac that will put Igor out. You know, Fabio's just been out for way too long. You know, I think it's been, what, you know, 10 months or some shit like that since his last fight. I think Igor, you know, is a fresher fighter. I think he's more mobile on the feet. I think he's going to turn into a brawl where he's going to do a lot of circling and not allowing Fabio to, you know, fully unload on his punches. I think Fabio is going to engage in a brawl, not get the crisp, straight punches or uppercuts that he needs. And because of that, I think Pokrajac is going to throw more. I think his hand speed's a little better in a brawl type of mode, you know what I'm saying? So I got Pokrajac winning that fight. I think he does it via unanimous decision. I think it's going to look sloppy towards the end, but who knows? We'll see. Pokrajac also has the option of taking it down to the ground, which I don't see Fabio Maldonado trying to do. If Pokrajac tries to do that, you know, ground and pound victory, maybe, who knows? If not, you know, just maybe a random as hell, not looking very good UD, but I still think it's going to be a brawl and ends up looking sloppy at the end because Igor Pokrajac is a more active fighter. UD for him in a brawl. What can I say? Next fight, we got Jason MacDonald versus Tom Lawler in middleweight. This is kicking off the main card. Guys, Tom Lawler, you know, he has some subs, but really, he doesn't have anything. He's not technically the greatest grappler, if you ask me. This turns into a technical grappling match. I think Jason MacDonald wrecks his guy. Tom Lawler just kind of catches some random guys in submissions. You know, the CB Dollarways of the world, that kind of guy. But you know, guys who are accustomed to fighting in a grappling match, Jason MacDonald, no, I don't see Tom Lawler getting any, you know, guillotines or bulldog chokes on this cat. I think Jason MacDonald, from any position on the ground, is going to be comfortable against Filthy Tom. I think that, you know, he might have the stuff to sub him off his back, if not sweep, gain top position, land some ground and pound before going for an armbar, or, you know, turns him over for a rear naked. I don't know, I just see this being fought on the ground, and because of that, I got to go with the better grappler in Jason MacDonald. Really, I think Tom Lawler kind of wins this fight only if it stays standing, and you know, I just don't see Tom Lawler using a sprawl and brawl game plan. So what can I say? I got Jason MacDonald via unanimous decision. No, sorry. What am I saying? I got Jason MacDonald via first round submission. I'm going to say a rear naked choke. Who knows? But there it is, guys. My picks for UFC on Fuel TV. Korean Zombie versus Poirier. I know, kind of rushed, but hey, it is what it is. I wanted to get them out there for y'all. I won't have a lot of time this week, so that's why I'm doing this right now. Again, if you want to cop the shirt, contest details in the description below. Thanks for participating once again, and thank you for all the support and taking the time out of your beautiful days just to watch me talk about this shit. So I really appreciate that. Again, guys, deuces for all my supporters, bruises for all my haters, and take care.